Today's talk is about how to be a pillar of existence and what that even means. To be a pillar of existence means to really be aware what is existing, who is existing, and after you've gone over a serious recollection, you continue living. You begin to live in the most natural and sincere way. You're not around others, in a sense. Others are around you. And this understanding kind of suggests that you don't try to think about being somewhere. You simply become where you are. If that makes any profound inclination towards what I'm suggesting here. You see, there is, we need people who can be themselves, clearly. To show others that when you become clearly yourself, when you stop acting or taking things so seriously, you become a more open human being and, in a sense, slightly transparent to a lot of the resistance, judgment, and annoyance that comes to distract you from working very naturally and expressively. When you are stuck thinking that you need to do something, you have to be something, you have to fit into a certain shape, then you're missing out on your own shape. You're missing out on who you really are, what kind of talents you have, creativity you have. And even though life does demand a certain amount of work from our part, it doesn't tell you how you experience yourself. You are to experience yourself very naturally and understand that you shouldn't try to make short-term conclusions. You're alive. You're living. By short-term conclusions, I mean, let's say you have a bad day and you think your life is terrible. That's a short-term conclusion. You need to see that the long-term is so long, it can be infinite. If you were an infinite being, let us say, I'm not saying that you are. This is based on your own experience of how you feel about it. But let's assume that if you were an infinite being, how would you spend your time if you knew you couldn't die? Would you be excited about living? Would you be excited about exploration? Would you try to be healthy and really experience the parameters of how far you can go? Or would you simply remain and choose to entertain an idea of a misplaced world, of a very trapped room you find yourself living in and you can't wait to not exist? You don't need to get there. You don't need to go that far in your mental processing and how you're viewing life. Life is very gentle. Life is very calm. And I'm not talking about physical experience. I'm talking about the awareness you can have. Mindfulness is a very key notion. There was this story of a thief that goes to a Zen master, and the thief tells the Zen master, "I'm a thief. I can't change it. Tell me, I want to have more insight. I want to get enlightened. And don't try to change me." That's what the thief pretty much says. The Zen master looks at him and says, "I'm not going to try to change you, but the next time you find yourself going to steal something, for example, from the imperial court, or anything which is not yours, which you are trying to take, whatever, you're a thief, whatever you're taking, be aware next time of what you're taking. Literally look at it again. Don't just take the jewelry from the chest, look at it again. And once you really look at it, you begin to see how valuable that item is for you." So the thief listens, he goes, and the next night he's stealing, he sees that the jewelry he was stealing from the imperial court, he quickly, while he opens the chest box or whatever, he takes the thing, but he puts it down for a second and looks at what he's taking, really looks at what he's taking, and he sees that it's just stone. He's just taking a rock. And therefore, his reason for taking that rock was self-created based on his mind and conception of how he needs to survive. You don't need to steal. You don't even need to think that you have to steal. You don't have to be in that mindset. It's self-created. So the guy becomes awakened and literally lets go of everything, his, illegal career, and becomes follows the path to greater awareness. And as he gains greater awareness, he finds that life doesn't have to be the way he thought it had to be in a certain point. Time doesn't have to be the way he thought it had to be. Space doesn't have to be the same space. In other words, your experience is a very dynamic and even infinite process. Experience it.